Hello everyone, welcome to Indian National Junior Science Olympiad 2010 Physics Solutions. A flat mirror creates a virtual image of your face. Which of the following optical elements in combination with the flat mirror can form a real image? A plane mirror forms a virtual image. A virtual image is formed by extending the diverging light rays backwards. So in the case of plane mirror, angle of incidence equal to angle of reflection. So the image is formed at the same distance as that of the object from the mirror. Now in order to form a real image, we can use a convex lens in front of the mirror. Because convex lens is converging lens, it will converge the rays of light to form a real image. Consider the following circuit. If the bulb A burns out, then bulb C stays lighted, bulb B burns brightly. If bulb B burns out, then bulb C goes off and D stays lighted. If the bulb C burns out, bulbs A and B go off. If the bulb D burns out, the event is unnoticeable and bulbs A, B, C stay lighted. See the diagram carefully. Bulbs A and B are connected in series. To this combination, C is connected in parallel. So bulb D is connected in parallel to all the three bulb combinations. Now let us consider the options one by one. If A burns out, B will go off as it is in series with A. If B burns out, C stays lighted but D goes off. If C burns out, A and B will continue to glow. So if D burns out, A, B, C stay lighted as there is a parallel path to D. A pendulum moves back and forth under the influence of gravity from x equal to minus a to plus a with the time period t as shown in figure. At a time t equal to 0, it is at x equal to plus a. When t equal to 0.75 t, then initially the bob is at x equal to plus a, that is the positive extreme of oscillation. Time taken by the bob to go to the negative extreme will be half of the time period. Time taken by the bob to go back to mean position is 1/4 of the time period. So at t equal to 0.75 t, it is at x equal to 0 and traveling towards positive x-axis. Let there be a rigid wheel rolling without sliding on a horizontal surface. The path of the point A as seen by the observer on the ground when the wheel is moving along x-axis is. The wheel is undergoing pure rolling. Any point on the circumference of the wheel traces a cycloidal path, so the correct option is A. Let R be the radius of the wheel, then the equation of the path is given by R sine inverse root of 2ry minus y square by r, that simplifies to root of 2ry minus y square plus x. Two identical balls 1 and 2 collide on a frictionless surface. Collision may or may not be elastic. Which of the following views physically impossible situation? Given the two balls are identical, so they have same mass, m1 equal to m2 equal to m. Given the collision may be elastic or inelastic. Before collision, the two balls are moving towards each other along the same straight line, that is head-on collision. So after collision, it is not possible for the two balls to move perpendicular to the initial direction of motion. So the impossible situation is second option. Four masses are located as shown in figure. Acceleration due to gravity is the same everywhere. What is the position of center of gravity of the system? As acceleration due to gravity is the same everywhere, center of mass coincides with the center of gravity. So we can write xcm equal to m1x1 plus m2x2 plus m3x3 plus m4x4 by total mass. Upon substituting the values, we have xcm equal to 3 meter. A large water tank is filled at a constant rate of 10 liter per minute. It has an outlet of maximum flow of 10 liter per minute at the bottom of the tank, but the output is proportional to the water present in the tank at any time. How will the volume of water content in the tank change with the time? Rate of filling of water in the tank is 10 liter per minute. Maximum outflow rate of the tank is also equal to 10 liter per minute. Given outflow rate is proportional to the water present in the tank. So volume of the water in the tank equal to filling rate minus outflow rate into time. So V equal to 10 minus kV into T, from which we get V equal to 10T minus kVT. Here K is a proportionality constant. From where we have V plus kVT equal to 10T and V equal to 10T by 1 plus KT. So it is the equation of a parabola, and the correct option is A. As you can see, after some time the level of water in the tank becomes constant. This happens when the inflow rate is equal to outflow rate. So the level of water in the tank reaches maximum and stays there. When a ray of light enters a prism, it begins to spread out in rainbow colors. An inverted prism is brought close to this prism as shown. Both the prisms are made up of same material. If a ray of white light is incident on the surface of A and D is made 0, then output from surface B will be. Dispersion of light takes place due to different refractive indices offered by the prism material to the different wavelengths of white light. When another prism of same material is joined to the first prism and D is made 0, the combination behaves like a glass slab. So the emergent light will be white in color. In dispersive materials, the angle of refraction for a light ray depends on the wavelength of light. The angle of refraction for a light ray does not depend on wavelength of light. The angle of reflection from the surface of the material does not depend on the wavelength of light. Both A and C hold true. Reflection phenomena, the light ray gets into the same medium after reflection, there is no change in speed. So the angle of reflection is equal to angle of incidence. In refraction phenomena, the light ray goes into another medium. Its speed, thus wavelength, changes as it goes into another medium. So the angle of refraction changes. So A and C hold true. A radioactive nuclei has a half-life of 8 hours. Half-life is the time in which 50% of the nuclei disintegrate. The fraction of the nuclei which will disintegrate in 32 hours is. Let N0 be the initial number of radioactive nuclei. N is the number of radionuclei available at a given point of time. N0 minus N is the number of radioactive nuclei that have disintegrated. Fraction of nuclei available, N by N0 equal to 1 by 2 whole power T by T, from which we get N by N0 equal to 1 by 16. Fraction of nuclei that have disintegrated is 1 minus N by N0, which comes out to be 15 by 16, that is 0.9375. In a room, there are 4 objects: a wooden dish, a steel dish, a glass dish and a copper dish. If a fire is lit in the room so that it burns at 300 degrees centigrade and is equidistant from all the 4 dishes, then after a long time the dishes can be listed in the increasing order of their temperature, which is the correct order of temperature of the dishes. After a long time, all the dishes will attain same temperature, that is, they will come in thermal equilibrium with the furnace, that means they will attain a temperature of 300 degrees centigrade. For a reference, the specific heats of wood, steel, glass, copper are 2300, 490, 840 and 385 respectively in SI units. Which of the following is correct? The focal length of the lens is f and point C is equal to 2f. Let us see the diagrams one by one. The first one, when the object is placed at focal point, its image is formed at infinity. When the object is placed at C, its image is formed at C on the other side. Light rays should pass through F in order to travel parallel to the principal axis after passing through the lens. When the object is placed at C, its image is formed at C on the other side, so the light rays are going to infinity in the case of third diagram. When the object is placed at C, the image is formed at C on the other side. So the correct option is D. If the earth were to stop spinning, then your weight on the equator will be weight of a person at the equator, W equator equal to m into g equator, which is m into g minus r omega square. Weight of the person when this stops spinning is W equal to mg. Angular velocity of the earth omega equal to 2 pi by t, which comes out to be 7.3 into 10 power minus 5 radian per second. So the percentage change in weight is mg minus m of g minus r omega square by mg into 100. Upon substituting the values, we get it to be 0.5%. A trolley runs from point P to Q along a track as shown in figure. At point Q, its potential energy is 50 kilojoule less than at point P. At point P, the trolley has a kinetic energy of 5 kilojoule. Between P and Q, the work done against friction is 10 kilojoule. What is the kinetic energy at point Q? Decrease in potential energy from P to Q is 50 kilojoule. Work done against friction from P to Q is 10 kilojoule. The kinetic energy of the trolley at P is given to be 5 kilojoule. Applying work energy theorem, W equal to delta K. Work done by gravitational force plus work done against friction should be equal to change in kinetic energy. That is 50 minus 10 equal to K final minus K initial, that is 5, which gives us K final equal to 45 kilojoule. Which of the following is not a simple harmonic motion? Earth moving around sun, pendulum, oscillating mass attached to a spring, vibrating string of a guitar. Earth moving around sun is an example for periodic motion with a time period of 365 days. Oscillating simple pendulum is an example for simple harmonic motion. Time period is 2 pi root L by G. Oscillating mass attached to a spring is an example for simple harmonic motion. Time period is 2 pi root M by K. Vibrating guitar string an example for simple harmonic motion. Time period is 1 by 2L root T by mu, where T is tension in this string and mu is linear density. So, out of the given options, the one which is not simple harmonic motion is earth moving around sun. Which of the following statements is true regarding Kirchhoff's law? The junction rule is a statement of conservation of energy and the loop rule is a statement of conservation of charge. The junction rule as well as the loop rule are statements of conservation of charge. The junction rule is as well as loop rule are statements of conservation of energy. The junction rule is a statement of conservation of charge and the loop rule is a statement of conservation of energy. Junction rule, the algebraic sum of currents, that is charge per unit time meeting at a junction, is 0. So it is a statement of conservation of charge. Loop rule, the algebraic sum of potential drops and EMFs, that is work done per unit charge in a given loop, is 0. So it is a statement of conservation of energy. You have a large supply of light bulbs and a battery. You start with one light bulb connected to the battery and notice its brightness. You then add one light bulb at a time, each new bulb being added in series to the previous one. Then, brightness of the bulbs will increase, current through the bulbs will increase, power transferred from the battery will decrease, lifetime of the battery will decrease. As the number of bulbs in series increases, the resistance of the circuit increases. So the current through the bulbs decreases, thus reducing their brightness. Power transferred by the battery equal to E into I, where E is EMF of the battery and I is current. With increase in resistance, the current in the circuit decreases. Thus the power transferred by the battery decreases. A ray of light is incident on the midpoint of a glass prism surface at an angle of 25 degrees with the normal. For the glass, n equal to 1.55 and the angle of prism is 30. What is the angle of incidence at the glass to air surface on the side opposite where the ray entered the prism? See the diagram, all the angles are marked there. Applying Snell's law at the first surface, n1 sin I1 equal to n2 sin R1, from where we get sin R1 equal to 15.8 degrees. Angle of prism is A equal to R1 plus R2, from where we get R2 equal to 14.2 degrees. This is the angle of incidence at the second surface. A bus leaves a stop and accelerates at a constant rate of 5 seconds. During this time, the bus travels 25 meter. After this, the bus travels at a constant speed for 15 seconds. Then the driver notices a red light 18 meter ahead of him and applies brakes with acceleration AB. Assume that the bus decelerates at a constant rate and comes to stop sometime later just at the light. What is the initial acceleration of the bus? Distance traveled by bus in 5 seconds is 25 meter. So acceleration of the bus can be found from distance formula s equal to ut plus half at square. 25 equal to 0 plus half into a into 25, from where we get a equal to 2 meter per second square. What was the velocity of the bus after 5 seconds? Velocity of the bus at 5 seconds can be taken by the formula v equal to u plus at, which comes out to be 10 meter per second. Calculate AB. The deceleration of the bus can be taken from v square minus u square equal to 2as. After applying the brakes, it is 0 minus 100 equal to 2 into AB into 18, from which we get AB equal to 2.78 meter per second square. Since it is a deceleration, it is negative. Time taken by the bus during deceleration can be again found from the formula v equal to u plus at. Since finally the bus comes to rest, 0 equal to 10 minus 2.78 acceleration into t, from which we get t equal to 3.6 seconds. Two athletes, Usha and Shiny, are playing games. Usha is running at a constant velocity towards Shiny, who is stationary. When Usha is 12 meters away from Shiny, Shiny starts to accelerate at a constant rate of 1.5 meter per second square. What is the minimum velocity with which Usha needs to run in order to just catch up with Shiny? How long does Usha take to catch up with Shiny? Let t be the time taken by Usha to catch up with Shiny. Velocity of Usha and Shiny is same at that time. So v Usha equal to v Shiny, at equal to 1.5 t. Distance travelled by Shiny is half at square. Distance travelled by Usha should be 12 plus half at square. So velocity of Usha into time equal to 12 plus half into 1.5 into t square, from which we get t equal to 4 seconds. Velocity of Usha equal to 1.5 t, that comes out to be 6 meter per second. There are two conducting plates A and B kept at a distance of 3 mm. Plate A is at plus 2 volts and plate B is grounded. An electron begins to move from plate A with an initial velocity of v. Find the velocity v such that the electron travels up to plate B, and when it reaches plate B, its velocity becomes 0. Electric field intensity between the plates E equal to delta V by X, that comes out to be 2 by 3 into 10 power 3 volt. Force on the electron F equal to EQ, that is 1.067 into 10 power minus 16 Newton. Acceleration of the electron A equal to F by M, which comes out to be 0.117 into 10 power 15 meter per second square. Now coming to the velocity, V square minus U square equal to 2as. We get velocity equal to 0.84 into 10 power 6 meter per second. Don't be afraid of the calculations. The calculators are allowed in INJSY examination. A block of ice weighing 20 gram at minus 10 degrees centigrade is mixed with 100 gram water at 10 degrees centigrade in an insulated flask. What is the amount of water in the flask when equilibrium is reached? The amount of heat liberated by water to go from 10 degrees centigrade to 0 degrees centigrade, Q equal to ms delta T, that comes out to be 1000 calorie. The amount of ice that melts for 1000 calories, Q equal to ms delta T plus m dash into L. 1000 equal to 20 into 0.5 into 0 minus minus 10 plus m dash into 80, which comes out to be 11.25 grams. Here initially the ice is at minus 10 degrees centigrade. So for melting ice we have to bring it to 0 degrees centigrade first, and then it absorbs latent heat. So the final amount of water present in the flask is 100 grams of water which we have taken plus 11.25 grams of water which is formed due to melting of ice is equal to 111.25 gram.